congratulations actually to the achievements that IILM has made over the years. And actually, this is the 10th anniversary of its first issuance that IILM made in, I think it was August of 2013. And that was the inaugural issuance. It came from the aspirations for Islamic finance to become a viable and credible component of the international financial system. Now, in order to be a viable and credible component, we needed financial infrastructure to achieve this outcome, this aspiration. When the internationalization of Islamic finance began to gather momentum, we looked at what are the important aspects, and of course liquidity management and the risks to liquidity management was important. At the IFSB, which is the prudential standard setting institution for Islamic finance, there was already a high-level task force that was established initially to look at the management of domestic liquidity in the domestic financial system. But as the internationalization of Islamic finance began to gather momentum, and as the cross-border financial transactions and financial flows began to increase, it was recognized that we needed to look into the aspect of international liquidity management, financial liquidity management. And it was in following the 2009 great financial crisis that took place in the developed world that an initiative was made to look at how was Islamic finance affected, and how could we actually increase our viability and soundness and stability of Islamic finance. And for this, a high-level committee was formed, a task force was formed, and looked at this particular aspect. And the third part of that report that was issued, and I believe it was in 2010, April of 2010, the report was called Islamic Finance and Global Financial Stability. Like, how do we not only achieve financial stability but contribute towards global financial stability? We all know that Islamic finance has built-in financial stability aspects already, but over and above that, we wanted to look at what international financial architecture was important for achieving this. But it was only 3 years later that actually the inaugural issuance took place. And this is because all the elements of the issuance from being rated and having the primary dealers and the whole operational infrastructure was put in place. But I believe that was done in a very short period of time, and it demonstrated one very important achievement in my view, that very diverse parts of the world, from the Middle East to Africa and to Europe and to Asia and Southeast Asia, that we came together to achieve this. And this usually takes years, and this was achieved within a very short period of time. So I believe everyone recognized the urgency of having this part of the Islamic international financial architecture, that we came together and rose to the challenge of putting in place an entity that would have the potential to manage these kind of risks and to facilitate financial stability to be achieved within the Islamic financial system. This is usually one of the greatest challenges, actually, to build a consensus and to build a convergence of thinking on various issues. And this occurs not only in the area of finance, but in the area of economic management and so on, that when the world comes together, there's usually very diverse views and diverse thinkings. But in this particular case, for Islamic finance, we were able to have a shared vision and a common goal. And the shared vision is for Islamic finance to transition into becoming a part of the international financial system. And that is a common aspiration and common goal that we all wanted to achieve. And therefore, recognizing this, we came together, and despite having very diverse views and diverse Sharia rulings as well in different jurisdictions, there was a convergence that did occur, and many had a role in facilitating this convergence. And then there were other challenges of being recognized by the international community as well. The proposal that we should establish a corporation, an international corporation that would undertake the responsibility of this issuance of such short-term instruments. And that's where the thinking came about, to facilitate liquidity management for cross-border financial flows, for international portfolios that started to become important during the internationalization of Islamic finance. But equally important was there was cross-border economic activity of investments by corporates in other jurisdictions, and as well as not only investment but trade activity. And all this needed financial support of not only banking and takaful, but also the liquidity management. And therefore the need arose, IILM arose to meeting these requirements. It was a challenge that was very difficult to achieve, because it was not only setting up a corporation, but having the underlying assets against which the issuance would take place, and having the network of primary dealers that would distribute it across different jurisdictions and achieve a pricing that was in accordance with the market. So this was achieved. And so everyone who was involved in this journey to establish IILM and to take it forward can take great pride in having achieved it. The tenure being, it was 3 months for a long time, Sukuk that was issued. But now you have 1 month, and it goes up to 6 months and 12 months. Yes, so that is also an amazing achievement, because you need this the term structure along the curve of the different tenures as part of the international architecture of efficient liquidity management. In the next 10 years, there should be a transformative adjustment in the scale, meaning that we shouldn't move towards incremental increases. It should be a transformative shift in the magnitude that is being issued. So IILM would need to study on how such a transformative shift in the magnitude of issuance can take place. And this may include capacity building for the domestic infrastructure for liquidity management because of the expertise that resides in IILM. There are many countries that could benefit from strengthening their domestic money markets. IILM has achieved great advancement beyond many expectations because it represents a collaboration between very diverse entities from different jurisdictions. And this is something that we see in the world that is plagued by difficulty to find global solutions to some of their problems because of the great diversity. But IILM has demonstrated that it's able to bring together from different continents and not only in terms of issuance of these liquidity instruments that are able to facilitate liquidity management and management of risks to liquidity in the financial system. But it has demonstrated that the world can come together and is a leading example that it contributes to greater good in terms of global financial stability. And this is very key. Why do we need global financial stability? So that the financial systems can function and facilitate the greater objective of economic and development and economic prosperity that is shared around the world. And so we have to think beyond our immediate mandate and what we can contribute towards. And I believe that probably the greatest pride that we can walk away with is that we had this collaboration despite great differences. And believe me, at the beginning there were heated discussions because of these great differences, and it was amazing that we could actually come together and realize an outcome that contributes to the world.